Hello everyone, welcome to a new CIGRE Pathway to Power episode. We are living in a more and more digitalized environment, whether we are talking about industry, public services, public administration, or even personal use. Information technology makes our lives much better and our work much more easier. So all of these came also with security threats which must be addressed. And this is the reason we are here today at CIGRE Arena, a new project launched a few months ago. And today we are talking with Ioana Manea, the CEO of CIGRE Arena. Hello, Ioana.
Hi, Radu.
Thank you for having us here today. Tell us, how did appear CIGRE Arena, and what is your purpose in the market? What represents CIGRE Arena?
First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity of this interview. So CIGRE Arena came to life as an initiative between two parent companies. So we have Eximprod, leader in engineering in the energy sector and in automations. And we have Arctic Stream, which is a systems integrator with experience from network infrastructures, data centers, and network security. And both of the companies working together before came to this idea that we have a lack of cybersecurity trainings for the employees of the companies that offer essential services or critical infrastructure, as you mentioned before. And in the context of NIS2 directive, these types of trainings become mandatory, and we really needed this type of center. We call it a cyber range, where people can come, test, put their knowledge into practice, and also learn new things on how to prevent, but also how to respond in the case of an incident, of a cybersecurity incident. So what we want to do with CIGRE Arena is to create the center of cybersecurity training for critical infrastructures that addresses both IT and OT employees.
Okay, thank you. That's very interesting. I wish you success.
Thank you.
Okay, so you said you offer courses focused both on IT personnel and OT personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain us a bit what kind of courses do you offer?
Yes, so we try to offer a comprehensive range of classes that address from the awareness level. So people that just have a laptop and they consume IT in a company. So awareness in that case means to see exactly what happens in case of a cybersecurity incident and how they should respond to that in order to better protect in the future. But we start from awareness level, and we offer up to specialized courses. So the really specialized ones can be incident response, cybersecurity forensics, or reverse analysis. And this is both, let's say, for the IT personnel, as you mentioned, but also for the OT people, the operational technology, the SCADA dispatch, because it's a completely different type of network, and there are different vulnerabilities and different attacks. And again, we have this structure from awareness up to specialized classes as well. Okay. And another type of classes that I want to mention is the management level courses that deal with crisis management. So even in the context of NIS2 directive, the CEO is directly responsible in case of an incident. So the management team needs to know exactly how to react in the case of an incident. Okay. So we do offer this type of trainings as well.
Okay, that's very interesting, because I think most of the cyber attacks start from the IT infrastructure, not OT. But I want to insist more on the OT part. So can you explain us what kind of cyber attack simulations do you do here, and who does these simulations?
So first of all, just because we are placed here in front of the OT equipment, you can see that we actually have real hardware. So we have energy generation cabinet, and an energy generation simulator, which actually, when put into power, we can simulate different actions. And we also have a cabinet for distribution of energy, so all the companies of utilities and energy can find the equipment that they might have in their networks here as well.
Okay.
Now, to answer your question, who does the attacks? So the idea of Cyber Arena came from this wish, as I said, to build the cyber range. And we could have done it from scratch, but that would have taken us a long time. We chose to buy a platform which is offered by CyberGym, IEC, which is a partnership between CyberGym, cybersecurity training company, and IEC, Israel Electric Company. So who sees probably the most attacks and has learned how to defend itself and can teach others from their experience. So CyberGym is the platform that we use for the trainings and for the attacks, for the vulnerabilities and all that. And in a cyber range, there are different entities. So we have the white team, who is composed by the instructors. The blue team is the one that defends itself, and it's the participants for the trainings. And we have the red team, who are the attackers, the ethical attackers. And the red team is actually based in Israel, and they are live during the trainings, and they create the attacks. So they launch the attacks live, and they offer their support for the trainers during the attacks. And at the end, they explain how they realize the attack. Of course, during the trainings, the trainees need to identify how it entered through the network, how they can stop the attack, and what they would have done normally to prevent such an attack. So to answer your question, is the red team from Israel that launches the attack.
Okay. I didn't know the attacks are simulated live from Israel. Yeah, very interesting. And what kind of tools do you use for cyber attacks simulations?
For the red team, I cannot disclose what kind of tools they do for, but normally, if you are a hacker, you know this type of tools. But in order to find what happened in the network, we use mostly open source tools. Like, for example, Wireshark. You look to see what type of protocol there is in the network. Then you go and you see in Windows what type of processes there are, which process should not be running, and things like that. And then we also have the HMI and PLC's interfaces in order to deep dive into those solutions and see what's happening. So, of course, we do have tools like firewalls and the CM to see further logs. We have from some vendors, but it's not because we're trying to promote those specific vendors, but it's mostly for the trainees to understand the process. So how they look in the firewall logs, how they look in the CM logs, and so on.
Okay. When we talk about critical infrastructure like energy infrastructure, high-level measures of cybersecurity are required, because a cybersecurity attack, a major cybersecurity attack in the distribution or transmission network could lead to very, very serious consequences. So beyond the training of personnel, which is obviously critical and essential, what are the other measures we can adopt to strengthen our critical infrastructure from cybersecurity attacks?
So I think maybe in any big company, not just critical infrastructure, there are these three pillars, key pillars that matter. One is the people, two is the technology which is used, and three is the processes. So you can have two, but if you're missing either one, you cannot say you are having a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy. So it's very important that the people are trained and know how to operate the technology that they have, and of course what to do in case of an attack. It's important to have the technology But if you have the best technology and you're missing the people or the processes, again, it's not going to work by itself. Okay. You need people to configure it, maintain it, and operate it. And you need the processes, exactly who does what, and of course, segmentation-based and role-based type of access, but also what you do in the case of an attack. So all these three need to be covered in order to consider as a company that you have a good cybersecurity strategy and to enhance the resilience of the company.
Okay, so it's not just the technology, it matters very much, also the trainings and the organization part of the people.
Definitely.
Yes. Okay. Now, on the end of the interview, Ioana, I want to put you in a scenario. Imagine you are called in the middle of the night and you are announced that your company was the target of a major cybersecurity attack. And the attackers succeed to access your private network. What are the first 3 steps you take in the position of the CEO?
Good scenario. Unfortunately, I know some people that were in this situation, and it's not a pleasant place to be. So hopefully I would have done the crisis management training here. No, I'm kidding, but it depends as well how much I prepared previously for that. So either I have an incident response team inside the company, or I would have contracted a company that does incident response and remediation. So I would call them call them at the company headquarters. I think another step would be very efficient communication internally to the employees, externally to partners and to customers, and maybe even to investors in case that we have. So either involve the PR firm or to have a responsible with the communication in that. And of course, there is very important to have a person that negotiates with the attackers. And that person can be from the incident response team, it can be from vendors or a third party. We learned in time that this negotiation part is very important. It can take a long time, and during this time, the incident response team can try and get back my data. But in a real life scenario, this is how it happens. And yes, another thing which is very often neglected is that people are tired. People start, well, there can be a lot of anxiety in this time, so there needs to be a sort of psychological management as well, and in that case. So there are some things that we might oversee but need to be considered. And for more, I would invite everyone to come attend our trainings and see how to better prepare. So yes, we wait for you at Cyber Arena.
Okay, thank you. So to resume the steps, the first step is to call the specialized cybersecurity team, then to communicate efficiently, both inside the company and outside, and the third step to negotiate with the attackers.
Yes, or to have someone in continued discussion with them, because for sure they would have they would expect a ransom.
Yes, it makes sense. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ioana. It was a really interesting interview and a very pleasant discussion. I wish you and your entire team at Cyber Arena success in this new project. And I wish to see the Cyber Arena training room full of trainees in a very short time.
Thank you as well. Hopefully that will be the case.
Thank you. Thank you too for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date with CIGRE Romania Next Generation Network activities. Thank you. Bye.